Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me now? Yeah, sorry about that. So, I believe my guest won't be able to make it today, so I'm gonna just switch it up and do some like a live install of Kali Linux. I know this is super simple, but since the whole thing was dealing with cybersecurity, or the person I was supposed to be bringing on was cybersecurity, so I'm gonna just walk through the full process of installing Kali Linux. I'm gonna use my Proxmox server. Uh, let me and sorry, let me get a couple of things set up right fast. That's why it took me so long to come on, cause I had to like rebuild scenes and all that stuff, so I can get everything set up. And you guys ain't really got to stick around for this. You know, you can stick around with it if you want to, or for it if you want to. But like I said, I'm gonna just go through and do an install of Kali Linux. And it's kind of like off the cuff because I wasn't expecting, not to have a guest today. And I already scheduled it, and people hit the reminder, and all that good stuff. So I said, well, let me just do something, you know what I'm saying, that's dealing with cybersecurity. And we all know Kali Linux is like the standard distribution that's used in the cybersecurity field, and it's a couple others out there like Parrot OS. But this would be, I guess, a cool way of showing people that, or interested in getting in the cybersecurity field. You know what I'm saying? This, I could walk you through the full, install, and just kind of play around with it a little bit. And I also might ask a couple of people to come up if they want to. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to. Uh, hold on one second. One second. Yeah. So let me give a couple shout outs to everybody in the building. Savage Scientist, first one in the building. Good to see you. He says, hello everyone. Kalila Scott, how you doing today? You know what I'm saying? Definitely good to see you. Or Dort Dweeb. He says, "Hi Josh. Good to see you. I got no sound. Yeah, I know. I think I done fixed it now. Sound check, sound check. Yeah, I appreciate all you guys letting me know that everything was messed up. But Cisco, Cisco V, good to see you. Professor Black Ops, good to see you as well. Big Bad Bull. Um, yeah, and shout out, man. You didn't have to give me no super chat. I appreciate it. Like I said, it's always gonna go into the, back into the field. Um, yeah, so and then also we could do like I guess some live mentorship. So if anybody that's new to the cybersecurity or new to IT in general, if you got any questions, just go down and ask me because, like I always state, I try to make the interviews about the guests, but I do have a lot of knowledge as well. You know what I'm saying? That can uh, help people get into the field. So if you guys got any questions, I know a lot of people here they kind of already in the field or working towards the field, but I appreciate, all you guys coming through. But if it's anybody like new in the field and they want to, get in, just run some questions through the chat and then I'm going to go through this install as well. Let me see who else. Lovely Angel Lady, good to see you, babe. Thanks. Thank you. I heard you knock on the door. I appreciate you. You let me know I ain't had no sound. I had just figured it out when you came knocked on the door. Like, hey, you ain't got no sound, man. Appreciate it. Kev Tech, good to see you, man. So your guest didn't show up as well either. Okay. All right. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? I know I understand, people may run into issues and this is just a small YouTube channel, you know what I'm saying? And um I ain't really tripping about it, you know what I'm saying? It's no big deal. Uh, but I appreciate people that want to come on and actually give their background or whatever in getting in the IT field. So no big deal, no big deal. Let me see. Your regular angry IT guy. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Um, yeah, Gabe, hey, what's up, Sir Obadiah? What's up? How y'all doing? Yeah. I got flaked on. Nah, I'm just joking. I guess she, you know, um, had some she had to take care of or whatever. I hadn't heard anything back yet, but we'll try to reschedule. You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff. And shout out to Gabe. Appreciate it, man. For the 9.99 super chat, I definitely appreciate it. And let's just go through and do a quick install of Kali Linux. Let me show you guys, and that's the thing. I've been meaning to show you guys Proxmox. So anybody that's interested in it, you know what I'm saying? This is how I run all my virtual machines. It's like a hypervisor. So let me switch over to my desktop. Boom, boom. All right, cool. So yeah, I mean, if you guys ain't got to stick around if you don't want to, but unless you want to. But I'm gonna just go through, like I said, that install. Let me type in my password. But this is what you greeted with when you get to Proxmox or whatever. Once you have it set up and everything, you know what I'm saying? You have your admin account set up and all that good stuff. This is kind of like the dashboard, and it pretty much looks like any other, well, somewhat like a cloud platform. So let's make this thing big so you guys can kind of see what I got. And like I said, this is my server. I got it from this is a Dell server. It's got a Xeon processor in it, 6 cores, 3.4 gigahertz. I got 64 gigabytes of memory on it or in it, and a terabyte hard drive. I actually got more than that. I got a 500 gig hard drive in there. Oh, I got an SSD that the operating system is actually running on, and like just some hard drive space. I got a terabyte running on it, and I also have a big NAS in the other room. with like 20 terabytes, is 24 terabytes of space, I believe, in the RAID 5 configuration. And so I back up everything. It like syncs to my NAS as well. So, but um if you're new to Proxmox, this is kind of how it sets up. There's a data center right there, and then you can have multiple, servers. You can set up a cluster, all that good stuff right on here. And each one of your nodes will be listed here, as well as all the virtual machines. And then this is pretty much a disk space. This is where you can store all your ISOs. But as you can see, I got a whole bunch of like little, yeah, I think this is a container. Yeah, this is one of my containers. Uh, this is like a Plex server, I believe. And I got a couple of them that are down right now. Just so I won't run into any issues while I'm installing Kali. Now, the first thing I need to do is actually get Kali. So let's type Kali in. I believe it's offensive security. Oh, it's Kali.org. Okay. So I need to get a newer copy of it because I haven't downloaded it in a while. So let's see. And I like to do installs. So I mean, because I know they have the virtual machines already set up. You can download these, and these will work right in VMware and VirtualBox. It's a pre-built image, so I'm gonna have to install it anyway. Let's see. But this is where you go. They got a lot of and just to throw that out there, but they have courses over here on offensive security on how to actually use Kali, pen testing, and I think they have some server. I thought they were under offensive security, and I may be wrong. Let me see. Let me pull it up. Let me pull up offensive security. Okay, yeah. So this is where you go get the training at. So offensivesecurity.com. You can go in here and get the certifications. You can take the courses, all that good stuff here. And it's all centered around Kali. So they got pin, that's 200. So it's this, let me see what this comes with. Penetration testing course. So yeah, $1,000. And I don't know much about these courses, so I can't really tell you, but that's the penetration testing. They got web application courses and exploit development courses. So, I can't tell you how great these courses are or not, but I know Offensive Security is the company behind Kali Linux. So let's actually find which one we want. Unalter host system performance build scripts. Hold on. And I haven't been on their site in a while. And let me go back to the chat just to see what's going on. See who all is still here. Yeah, Savage. Yeah, it is. It is pretty powerful. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. So, I got some more. I got some more super chats. I definitely appreciate it, guys. Let's see. Gabe A, he says, have you heard about the Linux version of Sysmon that Microsoft recently released? Nah, I haven't heard of that. Let me actually see. I'm finna start looking into new technologies. Thank you, Gabe. Hold on, let me search for that as well. And actually, let's see if I can put that in here. So Sysmon, Linux version. Say system monitor window. No, that's probably not it. I know you said something about Linux, so I seen something here on Bleeping Computer. Let's see what they talking about. And also Tech Radar. So Microsoft launches Linux version of Windows Sysmon. The popular Sysmon system monitoring utility for Windows. Oh, so that was it. What I clicked on at the top. So Sysmon right here. So this is a tool. Okay. A part of the Sys internal tool, the Sysmon utility is often pitched as an essential component in the security toolbox for Windows admin for its ability to monitor and log system activity and help admins identify malicious activity. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I haven't looked into it yet. And hold on, it says while the process is straightforward, it's still under development. And that's one cool thing about Microsoft. They've been, doing their best to embrace, open source technologies and working with, Linux. I think a while back they got on the board of what's that, Canonical, by I think you got to donate a certain amount of money and you become part of, the board or whatever for that company Canonical, which, is the company above Ubuntu, or that pushes out Ubuntu. So let's see. I know a lot of people here lab every day, but once they install an OS, they don't know what to do next. Yeah, that's true. I need to do a couple more tutorials just showing people, some of the tools. I have done some, just small tools, just showing small tools. But I need to dive a little deep into it. But the problem is with working with these types of tools. Um, YouTube don't see them as offensive security tools, so to speak. They see it as you're teaching someone how to hack, which is not the case. You know what I'm saying? I'm just showing you the tools. So if you're getting into the cybersecurity field, you'll understand how to actually use these tools. But YouTube don't see it that way. They see it as, oh, you teaching somebody hacking tools and they'll take your channel down. Like I follow a lot of the guys that actually show a bunch of the tools that you can, install on Kali or pull down from GitHub, just showing these different tools, like vulnerability checkers and, just all these different tools. Well, YouTube don't like that at all. They actually gave me a warning a while back, and this is my fault because I was showing people, it's an application called YouTube Downloader. And so YouTube Downloader, you can, I think they was under heat a while back, but they, created, it's basically a tool that allows you to download videos from different websites. So of course YouTube gonna go after that because a lot of their name is in the name of the software. So I understand that, you know what I'm saying? But any type of tool, you know what I'm saying, they don't look too keen on it, you know what I'm saying? Even if you're just trying to teach people how to get into a field that's needed, you know what I'm saying? If it's somewhat of a hacking tool, Metasploit, all these different, tools that are out there, then, they'll probably have a problem with it and give you a strike or delete your, video. So it's a waste of time if I go through the trouble of creating a video for people just to show them how to use it, and then YouTube takes it down. Like, what's the point? So, and then KeepItTechie, yeah, he said salute to the chat. Patience is a virtue. You will keep growing. Looking forward to your Linux course. Yeah, I got you, KeepItTechie. I got you, man. Keep motivating me, man. Yeah, because it's hard, man, trying to keep this thing going, outside of around my job and everything, making sure I keep up with everything. Taboo, he says, do you know how side channel attack works with Meltdown and how hackers can have our passwords using this method? No, never heard of that. Nah, I really haven't heard of that one. I'm gonna definitely look it up though. So I appreciate the super chat. Q4, yeah, shout out, man. Shout out to you as well. I appreciate it. Oh man, D right Den, what's up, man? Salute, man. I appreciate appreciate the super chat. You know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate. Oh, Citizen Lou, I seen you earlier. I meant to say your name as well. I appreciate it. Coming through. Chuck does that a lot. You know, salute to you as well. Um, Helmet Chili Gaming, good to see you as well. Now, let me get back over to this Kali install. And actually, let's just go back and let me see. Let's go up in here and just grab the direct access to hardware, customized kernel, no overhead. Yeah, let's just download this one. And yeah, 64. Boom. And I forgot how big this thing is. All right, let's go into my. Yeah, I have a specific location where I store all my ISOs. So let's go operating system, Linux, and let's save that down there. But I'm gonna show you guys. Oh, and what's good, Chaos Rain? Good to see you. Oh man, Kalila Sky, you didn't have to do that. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thanks for being you. I appreciate it. Yep. Exactly Network Chuck did a whole Wi-Fi and Nmap hacking video and didn't get flagged. Yeah, certain people it seemed like can get away with it. Or well, maybe they're not getting away with it. Maybe YouTube just I guess once you I get a more established channel. But let me show you guys the person that I remember getting hacked. Or not hacked, I'm sorry, getting their channel kind of messed with by YouTube. Let's go to YouTube. And see, that's why I'm speaking specifically on, you know, a lot of content creators that talk mostly about these tools. See, Network Chuck doesn't talk about them as much. He incorporates it in there, but like let me show you guys. So this is one of the guys I've been subscribed to for a very long time. He's one of the people that made me get interested in you know, Linux as well, or doing the Linux videos in the format that I kind of do them in. This guy right here, No Bytes. He's been around for a very long time. As you see, he's got like almost 800,000 subscribers. But he had to take down a lot of his videos and put them on a website. And he still shows some stuff, but there's certain things he cannot show. And I don't have the, you know, the time and know-how to actually, because I don't know all these tools like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's safe for YouTube and what's not safe for YouTube. And so, you know, it's kind of, I don't know. To me it's kind of difficult to cuz I'm still learning these tools as well. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know all these I'm not in the cybersecurity field, so it's kind of like something I do, you know, on the side or whatever, or leisure time. I'll just play around with some tools or whatever and just look at them. But um this guy though, I remember his channel got flagged. This was a while ago, but he came out with a video basically saying he had to move a lot of his videos over to his website. So like he'll do a short tutorial, like certain ports of using a software, but the full tutorial on how to actually use it, I think he puts it on his website, and I'm not sure. Maybe it's then changed up again. But yeah, this guy's channel is super cool. So if you're interested in cybersecurity or learning, you know what they call OSINT, um, you know what I'm saying. He does a lot of videos on that. Um, Let me see. See right here, if you look down in his description of the video, he says full tutorial. So his full tutorial is over on his website, and he breaks it all the way down in certain like certain parts of the video he can't, put on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So he has to keep it off of YouTube, and I haven't got to the point where I figured out how to actually, do it or do the videos so I won't get flagged. I'll just stick to, just doing videos away from it, but I'm gonna definitely try to incorporate it. That's my whole point for bringing that up. I'm gonna definitely try to incorporate some more tools or tools that I'm learning, and just do the research and make sure I don't get flagged, because I've never got a flag on my channel, and so I don't want to, you know, run into those issues in the future. So, um, and I probably shouldn't have. See, if that's the thing. If I knew I was gonna do this, my internet is super fast, but right now I'm streaming, and so it's gonna. And hold on, let me try to do it this way. Uh, Hold on. Let's right click on the link, copy link address. And I know in Proxmox you can download stuff directly from here or download stuff directly to here. Let's see, how do you do it? Let's go upload. No, ISO image. Wonder if I could paste it in here, paste the link. I don't think I could paste it. But I thought I remember you can copy link address. And you can download stuff directly to. Well, at least I thought you could. Well, nah, you can't. Hold on. Let's see. I thought it was an option that allow you to like use a link and you can download the ISO directly to the server. So it's not using my internet coming off of my local computer. So maybe I'm wrong. You know what? Let's just roll through, and I'm gonna use the current version. I know it's behind, but I could do some uploads with it. But I got one, and it's 2021 2. So this is the previous installer. I'm gonna just go through and install this one. That way we can. And as you can see, I kind of have it already installed, but I'm gonna just go through and install it again, just so people can understand how to actually set up or use Proxmox a little bit. So you can create your virtual machine. You can name it whatever you want. So I'm gonna just name it KL. Boom. And then this is your resource pool, which we don't need to. Yeah, we don't need to use that. So let's hit next. The next thing, this is just selecting your ISO or where, you can have a physical CD. You know what I'm saying? Don't use any media, but this is where you select that ISO image that we already uploaded. So all we got to do is, find it. Once we upload it, it'll show up in this list, and then you select it from here. Boom. Then your guest OS, Linux, that's just information about the guest. And also you want to make sure if you're using something older, like an older kernel, just make sure you select it, but you want to select the right kernel, which this, is 5+, so we good. All right, let's hit next. Graphics card, if you have a graphics card, I'm gonna just use the default. I'm not gonna make any changes there. Now for the hard disk, I always use Vert IO block. And then ZFS, you just basically selecting the local storage. This that 1,000 TB drive that I was talking about. And the default is like 32 GB, which is fine. That's all I need. Unless you're installing a whole bunch of stuff on the system, you don't need, that big of hard drive. Now, as far as the cores, I don't know. You might want to think about how you set some of this stuff up as far as like setting up the CPU. I'm gonna just give it two cores. I have a total of 6 cores, but two is enough just to run this operating system with no issues. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I was running like a high intensive server, then I'll use the cores. And basically what this is doing is it's sharing the actual cores of the CPU with other operating systems that are running on it. So I have um like I said, 6. So it's gonna share, but the max is 2. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully that makes sense to you. But you can also, look at the sockets if you have more than one socket. And then the RAM, this is shared RAM as well. So all you gotta do is put in what you want. So I'm gonna put like 8 gigs, but the RAM is shared as well. So it's gonna block it off, but it's shared. Um and then hold on, I think it has ballooning. Yeah, ballooning. So you can actually go through and balloon. I forgot about this. You can set the minimum, and then you can also select the because I forgot it does block off that memory. With memory is a little bit different. It blocks off that full space of memory. But you can select ballooning, and then go in and change the minimal, if that makes sense. So it'll start off with like 2 gigs, but it'll balloon as it needs, memory. So let's just hit next. I'm gonna leave it that way for right now. And then this is your networking. Right now, this thing has 2 network cores in it. And you can select whichever one you want. I'm gonna just use the first one just for this demonstration. And then it's just a confirmation page. And then we can hit start, once it actually creates it. And if you look down here, you'll see the tasks that are going on. What's actually running on the server. So as you can see, VM12 was created and then VM12 is started. So let's go down and open it up. This side Kali box. And all you gotta do is, all I did was double click on it. You know what I'm saying? But let's just go through the graphical install. Just make it super simple. Yeah, and you're right, Gabe. 2 cores and 4 gigs is typical. Good for most pen tests. Yeah, that's right. Um, so, and I hope you guys can see this, but yeah, I'm just going through. This is the language setup, and like I said, I've done this in a video, so I mean, I might be wasting some of you guys' time, doing this, but just for anybody that's new to the channel, you haven't seen any of these videos that I do. I mean, I do a lot of installs as well as showing different, operating system, different desktops, that, or Linux based, just to give people, the basic knowledge so they can get in and start using Linux. Because one thing in the IT field, you got to understand the command line when it comes down to it. Even if you're Windows uh, user or Windows professional, then you still have to understand PowerShell, at least some basics of PowerShell, so you can you know be great. You know what I'm saying? And excel in the field. So let's go down and create that user account. Boom. Yeah, and I'm not gonna talk too much through this because it's very simple to do. If you haven't done this before, you might want to sit there and just try to do it. Uh and that's another reason I'm not talking that much, because just to show you how quick it is to actually set one of these systems up. You can install it on your system or VirtualBox the exact same way, in a couple minutes or so. I mean, and I'm using the defaults for a lot of stuff. But if you don't understand any of this, just look at the documentation. But this is like LVM encrypted, and you can manually set up your hard drive. That's what this is. This is partition section. So your hard drive, basically. Selected all files on one partition. A lot of people separate it, but you don't have to. Especially if you're just spinning it up on a virtual machine. It's no no need to, separate it. Now, if you was installing it, because some people use Linux or Kali as a like their main driver, so to speak. They use Kali Linux as one of the main systems that they run to do everything. It could be like Word documents they working on. It could be, connecting to their social media. They use Kali Linux, and it's kind of weird to me because Kali was built specifically for pen tests. You know what I'm saying? Or but I know it's a lot of people, they look at Kali as one of those like hacker boxes or hacker OSs, and you want to be cool and have you a hacker system or a hacker looking system. You know what I'm saying? So some people use it for, everything, any and everything they can, normally use any other distribution for. So but it's really not built for that. This is really like what Gabe A was saying. He was basically saying that, you know, for a pen test, they typically set up a virtual machine with 2 cores and 4 gigs. So they spin these things up all the time when they're doing pen tests. You know what I'm saying? And so that's really what it's for. It's for, spinning it up. You have all your tools, on the system, and you can do your pen test, on whatever company that you're working for or that you've been hired to, conduct pen tests against, what I'm saying, and then get all your documentation, put all your documentation together, extract all your log files and all that stuff, and then submit the results, and then most of the time you just delete the operating or the delete the virtual machine, and then when you go on another job you just create another one. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that makes sense. And shout out to Gabe A. Again, I appreciate it. Oh, and I see Art New Stall in the building. What's up, man? How you doing? This is kind of like off the cuff live stream where I was supposed to have a guest, but she wasn't able to make it. So I'm just kind of, going with the flow, trying to read the comments and install a version of Kali Linux. So let's see. Engineering Cannabis, he says face payment is a problem, especially identifying people with melanated skin. Yeah, it is. The face, that facial recognition thing it has flaws, as well as the payment software. Because I mean, basically, what it's using is facial recognition. Um, you know what I'm saying? So biometrics, you know, authentication, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree there. But Gabe says after I install Kali, I run a few bash scripts to install tools and libraries that don't come on Kali by default. It is good to find a few tools you like and get good with them. Yep, I 100% agree. You know what I'm saying? That's how you actually do it. Most people, if they have like a system that they spin up all the time, for whatever reason, they'll just go on write scripts for it and install certain applications as soon as it's brought up. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of have that for my my Orch system. So whenever I have to like do a reinstall of Orch Linux on my system, I go through it manually, but I have scripts that I run that do some of the install and configuration that I typically do when I set it up, just to make the whole process quicker. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ever done an Orch install, you basically, it's no GUI. You're just going through the command line. You have to manually partition your drives, and let's say setting up what do you call it? If you're setting up LVM, with encryption and all that good stuff, it's it's tedious. Let me just say that. Yeah. So that's beneficial once you fully learn the operating system. Yeah, you're right, Kev. I need to start putting my videos on Discord, and start actually using my Discord. Oh, and I appreciate you sending people my way, man. I definitely appreciate it, KeepItTechie. Um, definitely appreciate it. Hey, what's up, K Business Podcast? What's up, man? Salute to you, bro. Hats off, you know what I'm saying, as well. To you. Let me see. All right, cool. So let me go back over here. But yeah, like I stated, offensive security, you know, they got their training over here. So just check it out if you want to. But one thing, oh yeah, let me pull that up too, since I got you guys here while this install is going. Uh, let me pull up my email over here. I want to show you guys something right fast. And this was an email I got from. Uh, Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, and I'm gonna have to change that title. Hopefully we can reschedule though. Cause I wanted to bring on the digital empress, you know what I'm saying? I really like a channel or whatever. She be putting out like great content over there. Um, you know, when she can. I think she just, you know, had a child, so I had her first child, so um and I think she either passed her security plus while being pregnant, you know what I'm saying? I thought that was super cool. You know what I'm saying? You know, you actually took the test, you know, during that time period where, and you know, I'm married, you know what I'm saying? I remember, you know, helping my wife through that whole process or whatever, and going through and taking a IT certification during that period, you know what I'm saying? I remember my wife used to be crying, you know what I'm saying, over just small stuff like and she had like this I guess she always had a craving for like some McDonald's French fries or the hot and spicy chicken sandwich, that little dollars hot and spicy chicken sandwich. I remember she cried on me because she wanted one of those spicy chicken sandwiches. You know, and all I could do was laugh at her. So, but anyway, taking one of those certifications while you know you going through one of those, I guess, emotional type time periods, you know what I'm saying, in your life, you know, and actually passing and get certified. That's super cool. So I thought that's why what made me hit her up. I seen, you know, she had posted a video, you know, about that, about actually getting certified during that time period. So I thought that was dope. But it was something I seen. I think the Linux Foundation is actually coming out with a Kubernetes course. Um, or something to that effect. Let me see if I can find it. Because I think Kubernetes is something, you know, interesting that people should look into. And actually, let's open it up. See what it says. So Los Angeles KubeCon, plus Cube NativeCon uh North America. October 13th, the Linux Foundation, a nonprofit organization, enabled mass initiative through open source, and the Cloud Native Computing Foundation, CNCF, which builds sustainable ecosystems for cloud native software, have announced the Kubernetes and Cloud Native Associate exam, and it's now in its beta testing. It says the certification is expected to be generally available by the end of this year. So this may be something you guys want to look into as well. This is kind of like vendor specific or application specific, but it's Kubernetes and cloud native associate. So as you can see, you can sign up for the beta. It's free at the moment. Get notified as soon as the exam becomes available. But this is, an interesting cert. I think Kubernetes is something you may want to look into and learn, because I know for a fact that's what Netflix actually uses um, to manage their infrastructure, Kubernetes. Um, you know what I'm saying? As far as how they, everything. I think all their stuff is hosted on Amazon, but they use Kubernetes as like the port of the infrastructure some kind of way, where they're spinning up different containers and all that stuff. So I thought that was interesting. I wanted to show you guys since I thought about it. Now let's see where this install is at. Boom. Okay. So this is where you can add more software to the system. And the desktop environment, you can actually switch it up. Some people don't like XFCE, some people like GNOME, or some people like KDE Plasma. So you select whichever one you want. You guys know, if you've been around my channel, you know that I like XFCE. That's my favorite desktop environment. So that's what I'm gonna install. But you have those options. That's one cool thing about it. And this install is probably gonna take forever. As you can see, it's downloading the software pretty quick. But I think with Kali, most of the time, it's a lot of software that's installed by default. And that's why I don't know if you guys seen on the last port, but there is another option to install pretty much everything. And that'll take a while. And that's why you could just start it, select that, and then walk away, go get you some coffee or something, and come back and, go play the PlayStation for a minute and come back, and then it might or might not be done because it takes a while. So yeah, cool. So let me see what anybody saying. IT needs to get that Yeah, I need to get that certification. Yeah, that certificate. I think the certificates are good. Yeah, yeah. Audacity had a open Kubernetes course. We took a simple Python application from coding and development across multiple clusters. That was just a few months ago. I recommend it. Yeah, yeah. So people do see, the benefits of that, learning Kubernetes. That's why I had got that book a while back that I started going through, and it's it's so difficult when you're learning a lot of stuff. You constantly, you know, looking in different books, man, and trying to stay. I don't know. Sometimes I have to just fully focus on that, on whatever I'm trying to learn at the time. Otherwise, I get distracted and start getting pulled into something else. But I did start, with this Kubernetes. And actually, let me show you guys a book. I don't think I showed it. I might have showed it. But this is one of the O'Reilly books, and this is Kubernetes up and running. Dive into the future of infrastructure. So this is something I recommend you guys actually get, so you can kind of learn Kubernetes, because it's incorporated in the future IT. You're gonna see this, in the IT field. So I definitely want to push this or whatever. Yeah, and somebody just said it. Yeah, Archive Mindset, Kubernetes book from O'Reilly is a very good book to learn about Kubernetes. Yep, I agree. I agree. Udacity had a okay Kubernetes course. Um, we took the simple Python. Oh, I already read that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep. So look into Kubernetes. I definitely recommend it. So looks like our install is going, and it was, let's see, another, I guess, article I kind of wanted to show you guys something else. Now, is anybody interested in blockchain or learning blockchain? I know we got Engineering Cannabis. He's a blockchain guru. That's the man right there. Yeah. it was something I seen as well about blockchain DevOps bootcamp. Oh yeah, and this was something else I wanted to, make people aware of. Um, I think who was that? Mike V sent me this article. And it's mainly because of, the Linux Foundation. He knows that I always talk about Linux, you know what I'm saying? So he always sends me stuff dealing with Linux, throughout the work week or whatever. But once upon a time, if you wanted a steady tech job, it was hard to beat a system administrator gig. Basically, what this article is saying, and actually, let me drop it in the chat for anybody that's interested. But this is basically talking about DevOps is going to be part of the job future. You're gonna have to have some DevOps skills. You know what I'm saying? That's where the money is now, and it looks like it's, they have a lot of job openings for it. So it says a glance for DevOps engineering jobs on Dice, the technology job work site website showed that there were over 37 job openings in mid-October. By Glassdoor accounts, the average of DevOps engineering salary is just over 105 a year. That's nothing to sneeze at. A system admin job, by the same site's reckoning, is just over 76 annually. So you want to get some DevOps skills as well. Let me drop that link in the chat. And also, I forgot to drop the Linux Foundation Kubernetes course. Let me drop that in the chat as well, so you guys can check that out if you interested. And Linux Foundation, they're becoming like real good with all the certifications that they have on their site. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely recommend you guys signing up, for the Linux Foundation. They have a good a good amount of courses out there, certifications that you can actually take that are, starting to become a lot more, of a industry, I guess, standard certifications. You know what I'm saying? They have some cloud training, cloud certifications as well. And it's not just Linux. Linux is in the name, the Linux Foundation, but they have, like I just showed you guys, the Kubernetes course. What else? Let me go back to their catalog, or just pull it up. Let's see, certifications. They starting to get more and more certifications, man. It's dope. Kubernetes application developer, certified engineer. This is the LFCE, LFCS. That's the systems administrator course. Hyperledger fabric developer. Um, Fabric administrator, open Node.js. So they have a course for Node.js, or a certification for it. So and Node.js is starting to become a lot of very popular. I'm starting to see it in a lot of applications, like web applications, that are containerized, using Docker or something. Containerized applications, a lot of times it's written in Node.js, or a lot of it is written in Node.js, so it's becoming popular as well. So then Cloud Foundry certified developer, Kubernetes security specialist. So if you're interested in learning some security when it comes to Kubernetes, they have a course for that too, or a certification for that. And then Linux Foundation certified IT associate. That's the one of the lower ones. FinOps, so financial operations. Let's see, certified Tours application developer. Kubernetes and cloud native associate. And then the one in a different language, because I think the other one is Japanese. It's a Japanese exam, so they do have the exams for both English and Japanese, I believe, or Japan. So that's why it's repeating itself. But as you can see, this one is free. It's 100% free right now. It's still in beta, like I said, but it's free. You know what I'm saying? So, and they have all the training for you. on their site. So it's interesting. Um, yeah, share it. Yeah, share it, Kev Tech, man. Yeah, that's for anybody that wants to look into it. But are high demand from a. They're very expensive, but are in high demand for employers. Yes, yes. Oh, you talking to SAN certifications? Yeah, we don't want to go. I don't want to go into that. Those things are like very expensive. But if you guys got any questions about SAN certifications, Gabe is SAN certified. So yeah, I believe he is. I know he's talked about it, but Gabe has the insight on the SAN certification, so he could definitely help you out with that if you're trying to get those SAN certifications. And I believe based on what he's stated in the past, companies have he's been able to negotiate it where companies have paid for these certifications because they're very expensive, like he says in the chat. So that's one thing you can negotiate when you're starting in this field or working in this field. Once you have a foot in this field and you have some experience and all that good stuff, you can kind of negotiate certain things like continued training, certifications, what I'm saying, SAN certifications, which companies, what I'm saying, they just write that stuff off. That's part of their investment into their employees. What I'm saying? So they'll spend the money, on training to, help you, especially if you get them to put that into the contract or whatever you sign to actually start the job. So it's interesting. Look at range force. Yeah, yeah. Kubernetes people like, yeah, yeah. Kubernetes people like Rust. Yeah, so the Rust programming language as well, and Go. You're right. I'm starting to see a lot of applications written in Go. So yeah, you're definitely right, Metropolis. I agree. Now let's see where this install is at. Let's see. So I might not be able to finish this thing. I didn't want to stay on here too long. You know what I'm saying? Especially since I wasn't able to do what I scheduled this live stream to do. Um, but essentially, this is gonna come up, and actually, let's just open up the old one so you guys can see it. That and I think I had some issues with this one. Because I couldn't get it to update, so I think I was supposed to delete it anyway. I think it was so out of date that I ran into issues where I couldn't update it for whatever reason. I'm not 100% sure, but I ran into some issues with this copy of Kali, and I meant to install it again or reinstall it. And game over. Shout out to you for the super chat. I definitely appreciate it. He says, "Hey, you, what's up, man? What's up?" Um, so yeah, once you actually finish, or once it actually finishes installing all the software, and actually I can close it. It'll just run in the background. But once this thing finishes, you'll all you got to do is reboot it, and it'll come up with the system. At that point. And hopefully we can get this one going. It says start with understanding the concepts of blockchain benefits and applications, and then look into Python for programming blockchain. Yeah, definitely. He says do a part 2 of this tomorrow if it takes too long, but I'm sure everybody wants to see it. Okay, cool. Well, I went on and like I said, I just opened up that original one. Now I might run into some issues updating it, but this is essentially what it'll look like once you get it installed or once you finish that install. Um so let's try to get it up. Oh yeah, game over. Yeah, I got your super chat. I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, I shot you out, man. I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, hey to you as well, bro. You know, I definitely appreciate it. Intellectual, chatter, what's up, man? My man, how you doing, bro? He say go Broncos. Nah, man. Hold on, I don't even know what's the I haven't been watching any football uh the last couple weeks. So hold on. But anyway, let me finish this up and just kind of show you guys what it actually looks like. And this is similar, and I think this virtual machine was created when I did the install of Kali Linux. I think I went through, or I might have been playing around with some software and I showed you guys. But this is basically Kali Linux, and it's Debian based. It's very simple to use. So if you've used Ubuntu in the past, then you can use Kali Linux. It's super simple. You can update it. You can update it from the command line. Sudo apt, and I'm not gonna run this, but sudo apt update, sudo apt upgrade. That'll allow you to update the system, and all your tools are there. And let's just kind of go through a few of them, and I don't know them all. I don't know how to use all of them, but some of them I do know how to use. Obviously Nmap, they got this is basically information gathering, and then OSINT analysis tools, SMB analysis tools, SSL analysis. That's basically just getting information. And then vulnerability analysis, it's all broken up in its own little category. Web application analysis, database assessment. So they have tools. You could try injection software, that'll help you get into certain stuff. Password attacks, John the Ripper. I remember playing around with that in the back in the day. Word lists. You can create your own word list, based on whatever you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're trying to hack, like as far as like passwords go. Wireless attacks. Now I've played around with it, and I've only used it against my, network, but it is a way to try this stuff without, getting yourself in any type of trouble. You can set up, other virtual machines that you can attack with vulnerabilities in it, and that way you can, test out your skills or whatever. What is it called? Hack the box. That's one thing, you can look into as well. Hack the box. They have free, not free, but yeah, they have free virtual machines you can download that have vulnerabilities on it. And you can, play around hacking stuff. Post exploitation. And this is the documentation part I was talking about earlier. Through the whole pen test process, documentation is very important as well. Documenting what you actually did, and looking at the back doors. Let me see, tunneling, infrastructure, power exploit. And like I said, I'm not a pen tester. I haven't used a lot of this software, but it's not that difficult once you get into it. You just gotta understand what works for you, or look into what works for you. You know what I'm saying? And this is one area that a lot of people don't look into or talk about that much. But forensics is super big when it comes to law enforcement. Now, I know they have and I haven't looked into it or looked at it, in a while to see if it's still available. But I remember they used to have like a forensics Linux distribution, and you can install it like on a CD or a live ISO or a live USB. And this is one way they get information off of like hard drives and all that stuff, from computers that you can't get into. Meaning like, let's say the FBI confiscates some computers or something, and they need to get the information off of it. They have a lot of forensic tools that allow them to get in and get the information, unless it's encrypted, you know what I'm saying? But deleted files, all that type of stuff. They have a whole bunch of tools for forensics, especially when it comes to like law enforcement. If you look at like let's see, forensics imaging tools, it was something I seen. Oh, PDF forensic tools. So if you got passwords on certain stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think they have much on here, but digital forensics. I know that other distribution, it had a lot more for the physical hardware. I'm not sure if it still works now, you know what I'm saying, because they've updated a lot of stuff. But if they've, you know, kept going with the times, then, that distribution should have kept up with whatever it needs in order to get into certain hardware, in order to get forensics data off the system. But let's see, reporting tools. Yeah, so this is what I meant to look at: reporting tools, Maltego, record my desktop. A lot of these tools are stuff that people use to, document the full thing. You know what I'm saying? Let me check out the chat. Hi Tech G. Is Tech G in the building? I don't see him. But salute to you if you ain't here. You know what I'm saying? Tech G. I don't see you. Let's see. This is useful for arsenal. For any arsenal. Yeah, definitely. Tails OS, yeah, it's nice. You know what I'm saying? But that's more of a privacy distribution. That's kind of what it was built about, or built, for privacy, running everything through Tor. You know what I'm saying? That's what Tails is for, as well as Cubis, Cubis OS. I know that's the distribution that, what's the guy name? Edward Snowden recommends. That's what he says he uses. You know what I'm saying? And I think that one is, it like breaks up the OS using like virtual machines. So certain things are like containerized almost, if you think of it that way. So like when you open up a browser, it's containerized, so it has no effect on anything else on the system. And I'm using containers. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but that's essentially how it works. So let's see. Social engineering tools, and hold on. Let's see. I see somebody with a question. JM Ramiro. He says, "Hi, KeepItTechie. I'm A plus and MTA server certified, and I'm currently working on my Security Plus, and I have a secret clearance. What good company would you recommend me to start off my career? Since you have a clearance, I recommend you start applying to jobs, DoD contracts or contracting jobs. Once you get that Security Plus, that'll definitely, put you in a category that it's kind of hard for people to find for those positions, and they pay a lot of money. Let me show you some of the sites right fast, since you brought up this topic. I'm definitely excited to show you guys. But let's see, you can go to clearance jobs, I believe it's called clearance jobs. Yep, clearancejobs.com. Yeah, there we go. And you have to verify your security clearance, to get into it. You know what I'm saying? It's not difficult to get into it, but you got to verify it, your account, in order to get into this thing. But clearance jobs, you just register. You know what I'm saying? Create your account, put your information in there or whatever, and you're a part of kind of like an elite group of people that, if you have a valid clearance that's current, you know what I'm saying? You can get government jobs very easily. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, you have to have the certification. So go on and work towards getting that Security Plus. You know what I'm saying? Once you get that Security Plus, then yeah, you can definitely get into it. Get into government contracting, and government jobs as well. You know what I'm saying? And I'm assuming, since you got a security clearance, you're military. So all those guys that are walking around in civilian clothes, start networking with them. And I know it's kind of hard to, you know what I'm saying, because you got to follow when I was in the army, I was focused on people in uniform. I didn't pay attention to the contractors and all these different people that were walking around. I was concerned about, the people that I had to work with, which was people that were in uniform. But one thing I would tell my younger self is to start talking to some of those guys that are in civilian clothes, because they can help you get into contracting. Because a lot of times with contracting, DoD contracting, whatever, um, you have to. It's not about what you know; it's who you know. A lot of times, and so you gotta have a network, and you gotta build a network, and especially if someone remembers you from being in uniform, and you hand them your resume and you remind them who you are, or add them on LinkedIn and they know who you are, that'll definitely help you get into government contracting jobs or whatever. But security clearance won't really help you civilian side. You know what I'm saying? And I'm basing that on my experience. When I was, it doesn't really help me. You know what I'm saying? It's a good to have, and it's good to have it on your resume or whatever. Yeah, I was vetted by the government you know, to get these jobs or whatever. I was vetted by the government, to be around, information, that most people are not typically around. So it's a good to have, and it's a good, for companies to see that. But at the end of the day, it's not really gonna help you on the civilian side. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they look at it as, okay, it's something. You know what I'm saying? The government has vetted you. You have a clean background, so we won't have to worry about you around sensitive information. But it's not gonna be used at all. And then also, when you work in civilian side and not actively using your clearance, you lose it over a certain amount of time. I can't remember. If you're not sitting in a position, for a couple of, I don't know if it's a year or 6 months or something like that, they'll deactivate your clearance. It's still there, but it's deactivated. And it's a little bit tougher to get a job, I believe. And then they'll eventually kill your clearance. You know what I'm saying? You'll lose that clearance. I don't know if it's the expiration date of it, but I know you'll lose it over if you're not working in a position and you're currently using it. So, can you make a guide on how to make a domain for a site that will be accessible from outside the network? All right. Yeah, I can definitely do that. But the easiest way to set up a site that you want to manage yourself is to use a cloud. And let me go on in. Since you brought that up, screw Cali. I think I didn't showed y'all enough of Cali. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it. All I'm gonna show you there. I'm gonna just shut it down. But that's Kali Linux. You just gotta go through and learn the tools. That's the hardest part, is going through learning the tools. But since you brought up cloud, or since you brought up a domain or a website, most people, they use like HostGator or something. Let's see if I can get to it. HostGator.com for hosting, which I don't recommend anymore. It's very expensive, especially if you're hosting, more than one site, which I used to have a business that I was trying to start where I was going to be building websites for people. Well, I end up spending a lot of money with HostGator. It's very expensive. What I recommend nowadays is cloud. So let's go to cloud.google.com. And I'm going to go down and show you guys this. This is how I host my website. So let's go KeepItTechie.com. And let me make sure this thing doesn't have any sensitive information before I show you guys. So let's go to my console. I know you guys can't see this right now, but my website now is being hosted, and even though it doesn't have much on it, but my site is being hosted. Yeah, and I can show you guys this. is on Google platform, Google Cloud platform. And basically what I do, and I meant to make a video on this, but I have a web server set up over here. It's using Linux. So let's get to compute engine, VM instances, which I could have clicked on it on the other side, but basically, and I don't care if you guys see this IP address, I got this server locked down as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? If you hack it, it ain't nothing but a website. So I'll just delete it. I have a backup of it. I'll just delete it and re-put it back up there. But this is how I host all my websites, right from the Google platform. I create an instance. All I did was went through and created an instance. It has an external IP address. It's constantly connected to the internet. You don't have to really worry about it going down. But let me go on and show you guys that as well. But let me actually log into it from my terminal. Well, actually, let's log into it up here. But this is how you can connect to it. You know what I'm saying? I can log into it via SSH, via the console. And I went through and installed Ubuntu on it. And through the process, I think you can select, you can select what operating system you want installed on it. And just log into it and configure it however you want to. I did a video a while back showing you guys how to set up a web server. All you need is a LAMP stack. So Apache, MySQL, and PHP. And as you can see, it needs some updates. But this is my web server. So let's actually update it right fast and then reboot the server. I cord information or anything like that. Where's the billing at? And I'm not just recommending Google Cloud Platform. You can also check out Linode. They have a good platform as well. AWS. You can kind of do the same thing. But as you can see, this is about what I pay depending on traffic. So the actual cost, and that's the thing. I have I have a bunch of websites on there. It's not just one. So certain people, websites. Oh, and I was making changes over here. That's why it was kind of expensive back then, around that time period. But once you get it going up and running, $5 a month, $6 a month, $6 a month, $634 a month, $624 a month for that month, $639. You know what I'm saying? And then more recently, 17 cents, 15 cents. I think I made some changes back in August, but I have a couple websites that are running on this one server. But I paid less than less than $1, for the last couple months. That's because I made some changes to the server. But yeah, on average, monthly cost $10. But I think I was doing something crazy up in here. But this is about what it costs if you got a lot of traffic. You know what I'm saying? And then you maintain this server yourself. You do everything, for this server yourself. Let's press enter. But yeah, that's how I do my hosting nowadays. It's strictly on a cloud platform. That way I don't have to worry about ports being blocked by my ISP. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of places like, for instance, AT&T, I think they have their stuff open, but Cox for sure, they block port 80, unless you have a business account, which I'm not paying for. You know what I'm saying? So, and they use some crazy excuse, basically saying that, oh, it's to block people from hosting, malicious software on a website from their house. But I don't know who would do that, because that points directly to you, unless you're running it through Tor or something like that. If you hosting some malicious software on your site. Anyway, I'm going a little too far, but I just wanted to at least show you guys that, you know what I'm saying, and I appreciate it, Dweeb. I need to put some more stuff on my website. It's having issues. I mean, it's not having issues. I just don't have the time to actually, build this thing up the way I want it. But shout out to everybody that came through. I definitely appreciate all the super chats. I appreciate all the comments. And it looks like I'm having like stream issues, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut this thing down. I didn't know it was an hour and 30 minutes. And let me answer your question right fast, Dort Dweeb. But he says your website looks good, but you got to change the tagline. It says just another WordPress site. Yeah, I know. I got to go through and finish editing that site. But I appreciate everybody coming through. You know what I'm saying? This was an excellent stream. I definitely appreciate you guys for coming through, and spending a little time with me. Let me go and switch back over to my other screen at OBS. But shout out again to everybody, and hopefully, I keep doing this, you know what I'm saying, and making streams or whatever, just showing different things that pop up during the stream. This turned out pretty good, even though I didn't do exactly what I set out to do, you know what I'm saying, but this turned out great, and I appreciate everyone coming through again. Shout out to everybody, and keep it techie.